Hello, Pete. Welcome to Comic Books Investment Chat, Wednesday edition. I got a spam phone call here. Need to turn that off so that I'm not interrupted during the live chat. Hello, TH Comics. Just finished my lunch. It's just a sandwich, nothing fancy. Good afternoon, everybody. If you saw the thumbnail, then you, I'm sure, know what I will be focused my discussion on today. Hello, Luis Ramirez and Rush Diehard. Good afternoon. Real quickly, stock market. Okay, nothing, it's bad. With the way the stock market is, when it's very human, okay, to be complacent about, how everything been going so well in the financial market, the stock market that is, and seem like every day is an update, and then you have a bad day yesterday, and it's not even that bad. Okay, and everybody is screaming for the end of the world. Well, not everybody, but the tone of everything on YouTube changes. Oh my God, trust me, I subscribe to a few market related YouTube channels, and my God, many of these channels has predicting crash for weeks now, if not months. And then yesterday, after the market get back a little bit, oh my God, told you so, I told you so. Well, guess what? How about being wrong again today? The stock market is very difficult. This is about as difficult as the stock market has been for me. Okay, I can tell you, this is not easy at all, because it is against conventional wisdom, the way the market is behaving, because we are in a deep recession, a lot of uncertainty, and then you throw in the Fed buying up the market. So yeah, it's a market everybody hate, but it keep going up, or at least it's not crashing. So the big news that came out yesterday, I saw last night. Okay, last night. Hello, Scott. I saw last night about the news with DC, and I guess the news is all the layoff and shutting down certain departments is going to happen by the end of the year, right? I missed the point where I don't think it was right away. I don't think the swift move is going to be like, we are shutting down the hard print publishing this week. I believe it is the end of the year. Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong. Those are on top of the news. How does that impact the hobby? Okay, I think overall it wouldn't impact, even if Marvel follows suit. Okay, it's possible. It's possible that after DC go through its change and successfully migrate to all digital and omnibus, or what they call those things, not omnibus, but graphic novels format. Okay, if they successfully migrate over to that business model, would Marvel follow suits? And do the same thing? Possibly. Okay, but I don't think that's going to change the hobby all that much. It would change the modern market, but as far as the vintage market, the investability of the market, I don't think it will change a lot. Other things have more impact on the collectability or investabilities of the vintage books, more so than what the print materials are being, printed, or only digital. That it's something that, you know I'm sure, I'm sure um, some people will be okay with this, because there are comic readers out there that enjoy comic books and prefer and don't care to collect. Okay, that's the thing. This hobby is divided into many camps. Okay, you have the readers that don't really care if they read it from the iPad or the newsprint. They prefer some people prefer the iPad because it's convenient. They can enjoy it wherever they want to. They don't have to. They don't need to have the paper. Okay, there are people like that. Um, there are people like that, and then there's people that like to read, doesn't care about values and rarity or collectability. They just enjoy the books, but they prefer the the paper in their hands. Okay, so that's the other camp. And then you got the third portion of the market where they couldn't care less about reading the books, but it's all about the speculation and the flipping and the CGC this and the signature that. And um, so, but that's, I'm sure I miss out a few other component, but that's the three main players of this market as far as the consumer, right? And I am neither of those three. Okay, since I'm not really a readers or collectors or buyers or flippers or anything, any sort of the modern books. So it's really not. It doesn't have any impact on me. Um, and it's not that I am the entire market, but a lot of people that collect older books, it wouldn't matter. If the hobby, if the newsprint died tomorrow, I don't think it would change how they would pursue older books. It has nothing to do with what or how they collect, in my opinion. TH said people are paying big bucks for variant. Tell me this, TH. Okay, tell me this. How does variant make money for DC? I had this conversation with a few people last night. How does CGC make money for DC? How does Signature Series make money for DC? Yeah, I mean the variant games have been around. The rare variant has been around for a few years, and it failed. Let me repeat, it failed to create huge surge in sales or maintain the surge in sales. That's why they have they keep rebooting. And yes, you answer the question. It doesn't make them money. What this business, any business, is about making money. Okay, so whatever you think about variant, whatever you love about variant, let me say this: slabbing a variant, reselling it for 10 times the value is not putting a nickel into DC or Marvel pockets. So everything that's going on in the aftermarket benefit them nothing. Nothing. Okay, so it doesn't matter what you like about the variant. What keep you buying does not put the money in their pocket in the long run. Okay, I think most people, however naive they are, would understand that a movie, however not so good it can be, a movie bring in more profit to either Marvel or DC than all, let me repeat that clearly, all the print material in any given year in the past 10 years or whatever, since the boom of the movie, since Iron Man 1. So for them, it's just a nice thing to have. It employs people, but it's certainly a very low profit margin business division for both companies. Both, okay? Both companies. They make money on toys. They make money on many other things: movies, toys, DVD, pay-per-view, streaming. It has absolutely, I mean, it's one of the misconception of modern books is that, when people talk about the modern market, like Comic Con, if you go to Comic Con, they say, oh, last year's sales was hundreds of millions, and it's broke records and blah 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 blah. It's such a skewed number. It's not even in the realm of big. It's big in dollar. Okay, let me put it this way. That's the thing that I think a lot of people misunderstand about the modern market. It is huge. It's huge in dollar amount. It's low in volume amount, and that's is one of the problems that the industry has faced for a long, long time. And I don't know. I don't have the solution for it. That's one of the things I don't like about Comic Con as far as the data is that sure they provide issues, how many printed copies of the each books, but I think when you throw in the dollar amount, like trade paperbacks and all that stuff, it skew how popular or how not popular modern books are. Nice of always here. Jay Hood Creative is here. Um, Comic Mac Musing, hello. Jay Hood Creative said that print comics are advertising that pay for itself. Once again, let's bring it to common business sense. It needs to do more than pay for itself. It needs to bring in profit. Let me put it this way. If anybody think the printed comic is what drive the billions of dollars in the movie ticket sales, they are delusional. Yes, let me say that word clearly, delusional, okay? Because a large portion of the movie going public don't care about the printed material. So it's not advertising whatsoever for those people, whatsoever, okay? You cannot tell me selling 50,000 Avengers issues is an advertising for the Avengers movie. It is not whatsoever, okay? So even if it pays for itself, a business is out to make money, profit, okay? So I don't blame DC for making that tough decision, but at the same time, it's their own doing, you know. Such horrible business decision, horrible directions as far as what they did with the reboot and reboot and reboot. It's ever since the New 52, I have thought the direction of DC has been bad. Okay, make no mistake, I'm not a big fan of the New 52. I read some of those books, didn't like it, didn't care for it, and then ever since then, I thought they make wrong decision after one another, continuously making wrong decision one after another. The creative team, whoo, and then it bleeds into the movie division too. It's just a whole lot of bad decisions. It's head shaking how poorly DC have been run for a dozen years now, and it has a lot to do with management. Hello, Goro Vidal. uh, I am here for some great Robin King conversation. Oh, sorry, sorry to disappoint you. That's that's not gonna happen. um, so for me, I don't think. So back to the topic and the thumbnail. I think what's going to happen, okay, is with any market that have speculation, that have hot money flow into opportunities. Okay, so if you cut off some of the opportunities, like if DC say no more print material, no more variants, no more 52 covers for this issues, whatever, if they stop doing that, okay, what's going to happen is that the money in this speculative market will flow to other books and make those other books hotter than they would have been if there was more competition out there. Okay, so that's what the thumbnail I created meant. Okay, I believe in the short run, what's going to happen is, you know, if there are less variant out there, if there are less book to speculate out there, then whatever money that is in the pool to speculate will pull into the lesser books that are out there and drive up the prices on those. Just an opinion. I could be completely wrong. Now, if Marvel say the same thing, if Marvel, in 3 or 6 months say, the heck with the print stuff, DC is making more money going digital. We want to go digital anyway with not making any more DVDs and pushing everyone towards Disney Plus streaming. Well, guess what? We're gonna do the same thing. Now with Disney Plus, you can get access to access to comic reading digitally, and the heck with the printed material. And that could happen. Uh, I do not think Marvel or Disney will buy DC. This has nothing to do with this has nothing to do with antitrust or monopoly or blah blah blah. Throw all of that out. Okay, throw all of that out. I can't imagine that Disney would do that. They don't need. Well, here's my take. Can they do that? Can they? Like, do they have the money to do it? The answer is, yeah, they have the money. If there is a company out there that have very deep pockets, very deep, if not the deepest in the entertainment business, it is Disney. No doubt about it. But the second question is, do they need to? Do they need to buy DC to broaden their offering down the road? I don't think they need to. I could be wrong. I'm no CEO of Disney to know what they think. Hey, I thought the move to get Star Wars was brilliant. I thought the move to buy Marvel was brilliant. I just don't think they need to buy DC. From a business standpoint, even with the Marvel properties, they have decades, decades of material and movies to make. Does anybody here disagree? They have decades. Just think about what we had in the last 10 years. Okay, one storyline with Thanos. I mean, a storyline with Doctor Doom can be 10 years. A storyline with Galactus can be another 10 years. I mean, it's so much, okay? Most of us right here will not even be in a hobby 20 years from now. So there are just so much. Now, I just don't see it. Company does look long term. Okay, I'm not saying that Disney does not look like beyond 20 years from now. Say, gee, we have enough content and storylines for the next 20 years. But what happened if we run out? Should we have bought DC back in 2021? Now that is more possible. Okay, I agree with Varangian Vigilante. I see more likely that Disney will try to complete a deal and get Sony portion of Spider-Man, not the whole Sony studio. They can just buy Spider-Man back. Okay, um, um, that's more possible. I think that's more a reasonable expectation because A, it fit in their universe, right? It fits. B, it's gonna cost a heck of a lot less money than buying DC. Um, so for me, in the short run, I think what's gonna happen is that there's gonna be even a bigger bubble with variant because the hot money is gonna be chasing fewer choices, and that's very common with many market. Okay, if you understand the stock market, one of the few one of the few that drove up the stock market in the past decade is less companies, less stocks, less shares out there because companies have been merging and buying back their stocks. So there's less supplies of stocks out there. And as a result, as company buy their own stocks, they're competing with other people like me and you that want to buy stocks. So it create an artificial um, driver that drive up the price of the stock market is less share does that. So whenever you reduce the supplies of anything and if you reduce the supplies of anything and the demand, the money available are still the same, if not more, what's going to happen is it's going to artificially bubble up the available supplies. Okay. So I'm trying to explain it as best as I could. Hopefully it makes sense to people, but you never know. The the thing is, there's a lot of money that flow into the stock market, the collectible market in the past 4 months. The pandemic created an environment where a lot of gambling money had to find a place to go. Okay, instead of like going to Vegas or other sport gambling, there are deep pocket gamblers out there that need that rush. Okay, that need that rush, and they put that in the stock market. They put it into Bitcoin. They put it into gold. They put it into the collectible market. That's why you see not just this hobby. Okay, not just this hobby. You see the bubble going crazy with cards. That's why all of a sudden there's a resurgence in sports cards. Okay, the resurgence in sports card or Pokemon, all these things. I mean, some of the cards like Magic the Gathering has been popular for a long time. It's not like they need a resurgence, but for those that follow Alpha Investment Channel, no doubt you saw how the market was pretty poor through 2019, and he talked how badly it was all the way to March. And guess what? Like many collectible market, after the Fed stepped in and pour money into the market, the financial market that is, and the government giving out stimulus checks and all that stuff, you see bubbles everywhere, everywhere. Even housing are making a return. Okay, so it's crazy. It's an insane time. to experience it. And then for somebody like me who has been through, the crash of '87, the crash of 2000, the crash of 2008, this is insanity. This is the most insane as far as economy and financial market I have ever seen. The most insane. I have said this before and I will repeat it here. This is the most difficult environment to invest as far as I can recall in my adult life. Yeah, the crazy price is, I'm trying to follow the chat discussion. The crazy price in the variant market will get crazier. Okay, that's my prediction. Hopefully those that pay attention to what I was saying in the past 10, 15 minutes is that if you remove or reduce the supplies for the speculators, then whatever left to speculate on will get even more attention. It's not a good thing. Okay, it's not a good thing because a lot of things that was overpriced, overhyped, is gonna get even more overpriced and more overhyped, and whoever they are that are holding the bags is gonna get the most pain. Okay, most pain, more pain than what's have been going on in the past many years. Hello, John. Dr. Banchil is in the house. He said, invest in lumber and vegetable seeds, guns and ammo. Hey, I've been talking about guns and ammo too. We are on the precipice of a world war. Comic books and the market mean nothing. Get with the program, y'all. Collectibles mean nothing. I don't disagree. It's collectible is a very odd thing. In anything, not just comic books, but whether it's sport card or you know, a lot of people throw in nostalgia is a big part of collectible, but in the end, a lot of people collect for many other reasons than nostalgia. Okay, a lot of people collect things not on nostalgia. So the older I get, the more I realize that nostalgia is a very small part of what I am with this hobby, or what this hobby means for me. Teflon Ron, hello. You got to know when to hold them and when to fold them. Yeah, yeah. It's well, I know when to fold them. Okay, my plan, my exit strategy for this hobby is still on schedule. Actually, ahead of schedule. I never thought that 2 years ago when I set out my plan to exit the hobby, I thought it's going to take me maybe 5 years. Could be as long as 7 years, right? For those that pay attention to my chat and discussion, because I had to get rid of like roughly 2,000 books, and I figure, oh, if I sell like 300 books a year, it would take me like 6 years to get rid of it, or 7 years, right? But I'm ahead of schedule. I already got rid of half of what I want to get rid of, so instead of like 7 years or 6+ years, I'm on a 4-year schedule. So 2 more years from now, hopefully I will hit the target and say bye-bye. One of my neighbors had been saying for a long time, whenever Walmart have bullets on sale, buy some. he he and I joke about the zombie apocalypse, because he said when it's all said and done, comics mean nothing, money mean nothing, bullets mean something. Bullets have value. Has value. Jay Hood said, Nick, you are the wisest collector I know. Thank you for the kind word. I'm sure other people would disagree. Other people may say, Nick, you are the grumpiest collector I know. Nick, you are the most negative collector I know. there's many terms that people refer to ETA Nick, and wise is something that's rarely used. I'm okay. Trust me, I am old enough to know what I am and who I am, and it's okay if other people don't respect or like me. It's okay. So yes, as far as the market, uh, looking at the next auction, the next Comic Link auction starting tomorrow. Yeah, yeah. Can you believe it? We barely had 24 hours to catch our breath, and for the July auction, right? We barely had 24 hours to say, oh, "Thank you, it's over." And then tomorrow, August 13th. By the way, August 13th is my wedding anniversary. Happy anniversary to my wife. I will cook her favorite meal tomorrow. So yeah, 15 years marriage tomorrow. But yeah, can you believe that the thank you, Comic Mac. Can you believe that Comic Link auction? And believe it or not, it's a lot less unless the number changed drastically tonight. Okay, today, right now, is the last minute that the book can arrive at Comic Link to be auctioned off. So unless the book arrive in the mail today, and they can scan the book tonight to add it to the listing, it's too late. Okay, that's for those that are not familiar with how Comic Link does business. You have until the last day before the auction to consign something, but it has to be in house. It has to be dropped off. It has to be dropped off by UPS or the post office or FedEx or whatever it is. It has to be there for it to be scanned and included in the auction tomorrow. And for those that follow my market report, let's see, in June, there was over 10,000 slabs. Yeah, horrific number. Last month, over 6,500 slabs. This month, from what I can see, we are so far less than 2,000. Okay, so this is a big auction. This auction is big books, a lot of big dollar books, high grade silver age keys, and from what I can see, it's under 2,000 slabs so far. So this could be a very small auction that might take 3 days to run through, and bang, it's done. Okay, when you have 10,000 slabs, it takes 10 days. But when you have 2,000 slabs, 3 days. Okay. Gobi Dow said, Nick, congratulations to you and your wife. No comic talk on that day. Oh, yeah. My wife had very little interest in the hobby. I don't talk about comic books with my wife often or ever. Okay, she would enjoy the movies, but when it comes down to comic talk, comic investment, comic this, comic that, she doesn't care. I don't even bother to go anywhere near her with that stuff. Knights of O is here. TH says 16 years for me next month. All right, TH. Knights of O say, what was the last new DC book I bought? He can't even remember. Jim Lee, Batman #1 was his last, maybe. For me, oh, Knights of O. Good question. What is the last DC book I bought? Oh, well, easy. The Detective 1000. Yeah, I mean, I bought the Alex Ross variant. Woof, the mind still work a little bit. uh, Zendikar, the Hulk, all those are posters. They are Zoom poster. They're not original art or print or anything like. Those are foam poster. Okay, if you want to know what they look like or dimension, FOOM foam poster. That's what they are. Hello, Goomba. UPS, my friend. Congratulations. I'm glad you got on the ride. Enjoy the ride. Don't get off yet. Let me see. Is it time for me to go? I forgot to look at the time. It is 1:06. I can be on for a few more minutes, I guess. But yeah, so I will watch that auction closely to see what's going on. And I may do auction preview. I don't think I have time. Um, if I do an auction preview, it has to be tomorrow, right? Because the auction kick off tomorrow. So if I have nothing to do, tomorrow morning when I wake up, I will do a quick 10 minutes video on the auction preview, highlighting some of the big books, talk about them. But maybe if I don't, I don't. It's not as if I need more videos on YouTube, right? But yeah, there's a lot of big books. I have a bunch of books. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I have 6 books consigned in this auction. I had 2 consigned in the last auction, which finished very well. No complaint from me there. And I have 6 bigger books. Well, I wouldn't say bigger books because the last auction, I had a Spider-Man 101 that went for good money. So that was a big book too. By big book, I mean, 4 figures. It's not 5 figures. Comac Mac Music said, "Quit competing with me for my Conan issue. I didn't know you. I didn't know Conan was a hot name." Teflon Ron said, "Nick, do you own a copy of that Hulk one?" Yes, I do. I believe I had shown it once. It's at the vault. All my big books, the keys, all that stuff is at the vault. I don't have it in the house. But I believe I took it out of the vault and make a video of that book and Amazing Fantasy 15. Could be 2 or 3 years ago. I can't remember. I think I did. Not that I want to go and dig through 1,000 videos to find out where I put it, but I did show that Hulk once on my channel. It's a CGC. Geez, it's been so long, I forgot what the grade was. I think it is a CGC 4.0. Yeah. And yeah, because I remember, I think I showed that book. I showed the Amazing Fantasy 15 as well as the X-Men 1. I go to the vault once or twice a year to take out some books to enjoy them for a couple of days and then put them back in the vault. I have the same Thor books to move. Thor, what Thor books? Hunting comics in Europe. Foreign variant, European variant. there's a market for them. There are people that care about those variant. Oh, Thor 2 and 5 are hot moderns right now. Yeah, I don't know why. I know I heard people talk about that. I put on TiVo, Lord of the Long Box videos. Whenever he load a video, I put up. I run it in the background as I was doing other things, and I remember hearing and seeing those Thor books in the last few uh, videos that he made. I don't know why they hot, but he's more TiVo and his crew. His channels are much more in tune with the modern hot market. Nice of all. I'm not sure if that question is directed to me or somebody else. Why not sell your stuff now if you're gonna get out soon? Too much supplies. I'm not sure if you're talking to me or other people in the chat room. But I'm guessing you are talking to other people in the chat room because you probably know my situation and my long-term and short-term and medium-term plan in this hobby. J Hood Creative said Thor books are hot. Modern Thors are hot because of the new villain Donny Cates created. Donny Cates is the hottest things in spec these days. Dr. Vanchila said, I'm ready to give away 1,000 books. Anyone want to buy some Barry Smith Conan? There you go. Some people, Comic Mag Musing, Dr. Vanchila have a killer set of Conan, Barry Smith, high grades. So if you want raw to enjoy, hit up Dr. Vanchila. TH Comics say, do you collect a lot of treasuries? Did you say treasuries? Yes, I do. Well, I have them. I'm only missing one. I think one. Unless there used to be a website that was very complete in all the treasuries. I think they took the website down. Whoever it was that created that website took it down because I've been looking for that website for a couple of days now and I cannot find it. I Google Marvel Treasury, DC Treasury, and nothing showed up. But I'm missing the rarest, hardest copy of Rudolph the Reindeer Treasury. I'm missing one of them, the one that is super, super, super expensive. I refuse. I have been offered that treasury for like $100 or something crazy, and I refuse to pay big money for that book. Teflon Ron asks how many issues of Marvel Treasury that they make. Well, they make 28. There's, I think, 28. I believe there is 28 where you can see issue like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to 28. And then there are other special. There are additional treasuries that are Marvel, but they are not in the sequential order of 28. For those that know treasury, correct me if I'm wrong. It's been a long time. In fact, I just pulled out my treasuries a couple of days ago. I'm starting to pull them out of my drawer to organize them again. And I have yet to organize them. So I'm just trying to remember that I think there are 28 issues as far as Marvel. And then you have to throw in, like, the Star Wars, the 3 Star Wars, that's 3 more. And then you got to throw in uh, Smurf. You got to throw in Battlestar Galactica. Uh, there's a bunch of other ones. Like I said, there is, and then there's two Superman, Spider-Man Treasury. I think one is done by Marvel and one is done by DC, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. So there's over 30 Marvel treasuries, okay? And then if you throw in DC, that could be another 30, and then you throw in some independent, then altogether you might have maybe 65 to 70 treasuries out there. Or 2001. Yeah, I don't think, is 2001 part of the 28? Maybe. Yeah, Goombas 213 said he got a few of those weird treasuries. Yes, shipping to foreign country is insane. It's insane. If I live in a different country, okay, doesn't even have to be Europe, even Canada or Mexico. If I live in any other country, I don't think I would be in this hobby because I'm too cheap. I would go crazy saying it costs that much to ship a comic books. It's insane. It's so expensive, and it's only going to be more expensive. Have you ever seen the post office or FedEx or UPS cut rate? Ever? It's just like saying, have you ever seen Starbucks cut the price of coffee because the beans is cheaper? Which is true. Starbucks have given this excuse for decades now. Oh, we have to raise the price because the price of coffee went up. If you follow the price of coffee, it go up and down, up and down, up and down, up. Just like any commodities, okay? Up and down, up and down, up and down. Starbucks have given at least 4 or 5 times this excuse in the past decade. It seems like every other year, we need to raise the price of coffee because the cost of the bean went up. They never lowered the price. Same thing with shipping. You see UPS, you see FedEx, you see the post office. They always raise the prices. Nobody has ever cut the prices, even if the cost is substantially lower, like gas. Imagine when gasoline was $2.50 or $3 a gallon, right? And then for those that remember, back in March and April, gas was $1. Gasoline is a huge part of UPS and FedEx costs. They save a lot of money there. You don't see them cutting the price on anything. That's why you buy UPS and FedEx, because they're making money hand over fist. Anyhow, folks, I will end the chat shortly unless there's other questions. Thank you for joining me. Hopefully I answered the questions. However, not so well as far as, what is the impact of DC decision on the hobby, on the investability of many books. On the long run, I don't think it matter much. On the vintage market, I don't think it matter much. On the speculation market, I think it will drive up the price even more because of less supplies. Okay, there you go. I just summarized the entire Yip Yap video in a quick 20-second soundbite. I'm late catching the rewind. Jaguar, yes. Zendikar, thank you. Nowhere bound. See, I look at that, I'm like, now here bound. But it's nowhere bound. Thank you. Glad you enjoy it. Yes. Every shipping service has all kind of fuel surcharge when the fuel is expensive. Like UPS just raised the price yesterday, a surcharge on holidays, busy shipping. They were raising the prices. Yay to UPS stock price. Thank you, Vigilante. I try to be nice, although some people will disagree. Thank you. Yes, before I go, I have been a middleman for a few people over the past many years where they have books shipped to me, accumulate to a certain amount, and then ship to them over to the UK or other country to save on shipping costs. I have done it successfully many, many times with other YouTubers. I don't steal. I don't switch books. I don't do all kind of stuff. In fact, I have given everyone that bought books that have shipped to me first before I consolidate and ship to them. I have given free service as far as help them grade the books or return the books if it was a crappy purchase from eBay. So if you need me to help in being a consolidator to ship to the UK or other foreign country to save on shipping costs, just let me know. I'm here to help. Nice of all. Last question before I go. Hello, BTC Moon Guy. BTC Moon Guy bought myself some Bitcoin again on a dip to 11,200 ish. Yeah, is that a good move? I'm always accumulating. I tried. It's funny, I tried to buy some Ethereum at 365. Okay, I placed an order for a bunch yesterday, and I woke up this morning. I'm like, at 2 a.m. it went down to 365.23 cents. Damn it, and it went up to like 385. I told my son we could have made 7% on the Bitcoin if we was just 23 cents lower. Back to last question. What's the minimum percentage increase for you to be happy when you sell your last book? My answer is, and this is an honest answer, 0. I don't care. Okay, I don't care if the last book make money or not. I mean, not everything that I sold is for a gain. I'm lucky that many things that I sold went for gains. Sometimes huge gains. Sometimes 3, 4, 10 times the gain. Okay, so I've been lucky that way. But as a trader, as a stock trader, and as a comic book flipper, resellers, I don't look at what I bought something to determine what the selling price is. Okay, the selling price is what the market is. Okay, if I buy a stock because I expect a stock to go much higher, right? But due to certain market condition, economic condition, political condition, whatever it is, the stock is at a certain price. It could be lower. If I don't see a future for that stock, I would probably sell it at a loss and then buy back in, maybe lower. So my decision to sell something has very little to do with what I pay for something. If you talk to most stock trader, I think most will agree. Sure, your entry point matters, right? That's why I stress entry points. Okay, it's very key to make an entry at the right time at the right price, and then after that, anything can happen. Hopefully, good gains, but a loss can happen. Same thing with books. I don't buy a book and say to myself, unless I get a 10% return on this book, I'm not selling. Mean nothing. That's not how you approach. That's not how I approach this hobby. Okay. If I sold many things that I may have paid more to friends and YouTubers. Okay. Not everything that I sold is a profit. I sold a lot of things for cheap because I make enough profit in other books that I don't mind have a quick sales of other things here. So I don't have any kind of percentage gain locked in on anything. It doesn't make any sense for me to approach the hobby that way. So if I had to sell the last book for whatever reason, and the market said that book is worth X dollar, then I will sell it for X dollar. I don't care what I paid for that book, how much I pay for it. It means nothing for me. Does that make sense? Hopefully my answer in a roundabout way answer the questions. I can tell you this. If you talk to any successful traders, investors in the stock market, they will tell you when they buy a position, when they make a position in there, they don't have an X percentage where they must have to sell. No, that is not part of any kind of thinking by any traders that I know. Traders, investors, nobody I know think that way. Okay, I'm not saying it's wrong to think that way. I'm just saying that that's not how I think. And I can say that most traders I know don't think that way either. All right, folks. Wow, it's 1:27. So yeah, right around 1 hour. Comic Mac music. Yeah, I don't think Knights of Old is gonna sell his golden age grails to jump into the modern speculation market anytime soon. BTC Moon Guy, MicroStrategy. Yes, I saw the news. MicroStrategy bought, what was it, 200 million, 250 millions of Bitcoin or something crazy, right? All right, folks, have a wonderful day. Tomorrow is my 15-year wedding anniversary, so I will be laying low. You're not going to see me doing a whole lot of YouTubing, replying to comments. I will have a video up and running. You know me, daily feeds from Vuflix or Nickflix, as they call it. Take care, everybody. Be safe, stay safe, hang in there. The vaccine is coming. We will be free at last soon, hopefully. Stay safe, everybody. Bye-bye.